So today again is water. It's about the pelvis, the lower back, our fluidity. We're going to be moving, flowing, letting the practice be soft, but at the same time we're strengthening and releasing this area of the body. So the lower part connecting to the upper part, this area. So it's the hips, it's the pelvis, it's the energy, the flow of life. So let's just move our whole body, turning the spine in circles, just loosening the joints in the lower back. En ik zou juist op de bolster of zo zitten. Ja, op het Nee, maar dan de bolster. Ja? In plaats van de blok. Nee, juist niet. Oh, je wil juist net iets tussen. Dan denk ik, nee, ja. And change direction. So really feel all those little vertebrae moving. And if the movement is too big, it might be painful. So just make smaller movements and just notice and feel what's happening in your hips. And then allow yourself to center, come back to middle. And just interlock those fingers, putting your left thumb first down and the right one on top. Okay, so this is Usha Mudra, interlocking. And then you breathe in, lift up the chest, lift up the ribs, look up. And with an out breath, just turning to the left, looking up left with your eyes left and upwards. And breathing in, come back to middle. Make yourself nice and tall and breathing out to the other side, looking to the right and up. And come back to middle and release those hands and just arrive. And feel the floor underneath you. Feel the earth nice and solid, holding you. And then imagine that you're sitting near water, a river, or a lake. And maybe your feet up until your pelvis is in water. And then bring your finger, your little finger to the thumb. This is Apas Mudra. Apas is the water element and it's in our little finger. So you can see your little finger, is it very short? And like I have a very short little finger. And that just means my water element, I need a lot more effort to get that feeling or connection to water. Okay, so your fingers tell you how much of that element you naturally have within you, what you were born with. Just feel your back, imagine it's like a waterfall and that it's streaming down. The skin of your upper back from the shoulders is flowing towards your bum and your sitting bones. Just allow yourself to arrive. And feel the skin the same on your face, soft, flowing down towards the floor, your ears heavy, flowing down towards the floor. Feel the tip of your nose and feel the breath flowing in and out. And again, notice the heaviness in the legs and let those legs be heavy. Allow the water in your body to settle. Like a glass of muddy water, eventually it becomes clear. It's the same for the mind. It needs to stay in one space, in one place. Take a moment to yourself and say, I am here. Feel your body, feel your breath, feel the mind in this room, in this moment. And then look into the mind space. Feel the skin of your forehead nice and broad. Feel the eyes gazing widely, gently. Imagine a beautiful view in nature. Maybe you're in a forest with a lake or a river or a stream bubbling. And just allow yourself to absorb that. Feel the element of water binding you, absorbing, connecting, holding, being held. Take a breath in and say to yourself, the mind is clear. And look into your mind space and see that clarity. And then feel your breath. And imagine your nostrils are like two rivers. And as you breathe in, those rivers stream and they join in the middle of your skull as one source of light, energy, of breath. And as you breathe out, those streams separate into two again. So just feeling and becoming aware of the middle of the skull and feeling the breath moving in and out. Like two streams merging and then separating. And then feel the rising and the falling of your breath. In the belly, the chest. Just feel the skin moving, rising, falling, in and out. Now deepen the in-breath. Feel the breath of spring moving into your body, into your mind, into the cells, your organs. And with the next out-breath, just emptying, releasing, letting go of anything from the winter, from this last year, everything that's past. And imagine the water element taking and cleansing with the out-breath. And again, breathing in, filling up with life, light, energy. Feel those two streams flowing into the body, into the mind. And as you breathe out, you cleanse the mind, cleanse the body, cleanse all your cells and tissues. One last one, breathing in fully. Filling up completely. And with the out breath, cleanse. So the water element cleanses. It moves, it binds, it holds, and it moves out. Takes with it anything that is heavy and unnecessary. It brings an element of playfulness and lightness, joy, flow, and satisfaction. And now bringing your awareness into the pelvis, into the belly, breathe in here. Right down to the very low ends of your sacrum, the sitting bones, the pubic bone, and all these muscles in between. So the very bone is like earth, it's heavy. And the pelvis itself, that movement is gentle and flowing like water. And just above the belly, there is that fire element. Now feel those three merging. Imagine what that kind of substance would be if you mix earth, water, and fire. Feel that on an energetic, subtle level and breathe it in and out. So this is what spring is like. It is earth, water, and fire together. And absorb it into all your cells. Into all your tissues. And all your different layers of self. So the body, the physiology, the mind, emotions, psyche, and soul. Let all these be nourished. And then gently bringing your hands in front of your heart, lift the heart up. Greet your inner teacher. Take a breath for a moment to feel your heart. Feel the back of your heart. Breathe in, let it open. And then lifting that chest up. Breathing out, just centering above the pelvis, above the sacrum. Again, feeling your back soften. Take another breath for on. Two more times. And release those hands, just spread those arms nice and wide in front of your chest. Breathing out round the back. Just feel the whole of your back, the spine. Breathe in, just staying in this position for a moment. And out. And then breathing in, lift up, opening the chest, the chin, the whole of your front throat. Stay here, breathing in and out. Give a moment to those ribs to stretch. And breathing out, arms nice and wide, palms up. Just lifting that chest up. Feel the stretch in your arms. As you breathe, maybe the breath actually stretches more. So just let the breath stretch your skin and fascia. And then breathing out, bend to one side. You can be here, you can be still or playful. Just see what you need. And breathing in and out here. Letting the head drop, letting the shoulders drop. Again, think of water and flow, move as you breathe in, up like water and into the other side. Imagine that there's waves lifting you up, letting you bounce. Again, ears dropping, shoulders dropping, face and head nice and heavy. And breathing in, come back up. Again, Usha mudra, so interlock the fingers, right thumb on top, and turn the palms up. That's it. And then we're twisting to the left. Look up and left. And back to middle as you breathe in. And twist to the other side, looking up and right. And come back to middle. Release those hands, interlock behind you. Lift up that chest. Breathing out, bend forward. Breathing in, lifting up. Release those hands and just feel like you're gathering water or air. And as you breathe out, you're swimming through. Just do that 3 more times. Breathing in. And swim. Push that water away. Breathing in, lift up. And swim. One more time. Breathing in, lift. And swim. Bringing hands behind you and just move backwards, opening those feet and legs, lift yourself off the block, just shake those hips, be nice and free, and move the block to the side, have it near your hips, you're going to need it in a minute, and just up and coming down. Okay. So we're going to lie down on our backs, knees are bent, feet are nice and wide, hip width, just resting your hand on your belly, both hands if you want, or one on the heart, whatever feels good. And I just want you to feel the breath rising and falling. Again, come to that feeling of those 2 rivers flowing into the body and the mind, the skull. And as you breathe out, they're flowing out, separating. And then they merge as you breathe in. And just feel the pelvic floor. Move the breath now into the pelvis, the lower belly, the sacrum. And just notice how if you breathe out completely, what happens to your back, the sacrum, the sitting bones, to then move up, completely empty, now pushing your back into the floor. And with an in-breath, just release, relax, opening the belly, the chest, lifting the ribs and lower back off the floor. And again, breathing out like a wave. It's this flow of water moving from your legs even all the way up as you breathe out. And as you breathe in, those legs, sitting bones, everything lifts. And breathing out, pushing the lower back into the floor. And release. Breathing in. Just feel the whole body moving. Maybe your shoulders are rolling over the floor, your head. So really allow there to be this rocking feeling of water. Like you're a rock or a pebble in the waves, being rolled across the sand. And really let that breath move you. And then come to middle. Just resting those knees, resting the hands. Face, the shoulders, your back. Let everything just be heavy, like a rock. Land, arrive. The waves have stopped. Again, take Usha Mudra, interlocking, right thumb on top. Lift those arms over your head, stretch your legs out, make yourself nice and long. Lengthening the body, the feet away from the hands. And just stretching the whole front body. And imagine yourself in a beautiful place in nature with water, can be the sea, a river, whatever feels good to you. And imagine yourself lying here in the sun, stretching out. And this beautiful, warm, radiant, orange energy of the sun is flowing through your body with new life, freshness, joy. Just this water, playful energy. And then release, let the body be soft. Again, bringing those knees bent, feet nice and wide. Now make the feet nice and wide as your mat. And we're just going to turn the knees to the left side, leaving the feet where they are, and then to the right side. So here the same, let it be waves that move your body. As if the wave picks up your knees and rolls your hips from side to side. Just let it be soft and breathe into the pelvis. Feel the pelvic muscles between those sitting bones and the pubic bone, the tailbone. Let that soften, let that stretch, open, and release. And just staying on one side. Feel the stretch around the hip bones. Maybe you're feeling it in the back or your belly. If you want more of a stretch, you can lift those arms overhead. If that's too much, just bring them out to the sides. Just notice what you need today and then change sides. Same, feel what you need. Where is the stretch? Do you need more? Just lift those arms overhead. And come back to middle, hands on the belly. And just grab that block, place it between the thighs, squeezing that block nice and tight. And feel what happens in the thighs, feel the pelvic muscles, and just try to relax those pelvic muscles as you keep the block nice and squished. Pressing your feet onto the floor, lift those toes up for a moment so you engage the whole of your body. Now pressing your hands into the floor and lift up. Just engage the whole body, lift up the hips, keep squeezing that block and relax the face. And notice if you are tensing in the pelvis and what feels better for your lower back, for your knees, if you engage the pelvic muscles or you relax them, just notice what's happening in the hip bones and the hip sockets. If you relax this area,
Keep squeezing that block. And then come down slowly. Release the block, release the legs. Notice if there's any tension in your face from squeezing a block. Any tension in your shoulders. So just let it go with an out breath. And now we're just going to lift up the hips and the arms come overhead. And as you breathe out, you're going to come down. So it's a flowing action. It's like these waves. Lift up your hips. You're coming off the floor into a mini bridge. And as you breathe out, you're coming down. Okay, and just let that be a 10-time movement. Using the breath in to rise up. And the breath out to land back onto the beach. On the shore of the lake. Whatever you're imagining. Lifting up and down. 3 more, lifting up and down. Last one, coming up. Now staying up, bringing the hands back down next to your hips or the feet. Press those arms into the floor. And imagine that block. Can you activate those legs and just release the pelvis? So what you're doing here is you're pressing those arms, you're pressing those feet, you're lifting the hips up. And you're pulling a bow basically by the tightness and the strength in the arms and legs. And so your spine is bent by this strength and held by the strength. And you can relax the face, relax your tongue, the eyes, the skin of the forehead, the jaws. Just working from the legs and the arms. And then slowly coming down. Release. And just relax. So feet nice and wide. Knees resting against each other. And again, feel the spine, your back, your shoulders arriving. And just be nice and heavy. We're going to roll over. Coming in to the front of the mat. Coming onto hands and knees. Have your blanket with you, close to you. You need it after. Okay. So we're going to breathe in. See, do your two bit dance, Breathing in, lift up. And just do a cat cow. Do it in your own way, whatever feels good to you. I just want you to release the back, the shoulders, and let it be flowing. Now with the next in-breath, just lifting that chin, really stretch the front of the body. And as you breathe out, press the earth away, the head comes down. Tailbone is already down. And again, breathing in. Tailbone lifts up and the head stretches, the chin forward, and one more time, press the earth away, head down, and come back to middle. Okay, now we're going to breathe out, press that earth away, moving those hips all the way back, head comes down, rest those elbows, lifting up as you breathe in, making like a circle. I'll do it from the side. So it's breathing in. And as you breathe out, coming down, pressing that earth away, rest the elbows, and we're cycling up. So we're just making this floating movement with the whole spine. And we're slowly moving that energy
the fire, water, and earth through the body, through all those tissues, into the limbs. Warming up the body slowly as it's in spring. Okay, and then just resting, hands and knees. And we're going to lift up our head, lift up our left arm, right leg. Okay, and just opening, looking up, lifting up the leg and the hand, and breathing out. Bring everything together. And just let it be a flow. So breathing in and up, out and in. Sorry. Yeah, in and up, out and down. And again. Make yourself nice and long and small and strong. So open and gather. Freedom and strength. Okay? Moving between the two. Last one. And then with this one, just stay up, lift up, and just bounce, pulse, be playful. And come back together. And just feel the heat in your body. Where is it? Feel the flow of energy. Where is it going? Now feel the left side and the right side of your hips, your pelvis. Notice the flow or the quality of the tissue there. Just breathe into it. See if you're holding, release it, let it flow. And then we'll do the other side. So lifting up your right arm, opposite leg. Looking up, lift up the arm and the leg, and breathing out, gather. 5 more times. Lift, opening, breathing out, straighten. Extend, and gather. And extend, and gather. Last one, lift, gather, and then stay up, lift up and pulse, just pulsing, bringing them together, stretching that belly, feeling the heat and coming back. Okay, and just notice left side, right side, feel the heat in the bum, the legs, the shoulders, and then breathing out, child's pose. And just feel that flow of energy. Let it move through the whole body. And then breathing in, coming up, curling those toes under. Just do a small dog, a free dog. The dog can wag his tail or walk his feet. Whatever you want, or just be still. Or half a dog. And then touch with your left hand, touching your right knee. Spread those toes. And move that hip, your right hip, away from you. And then come back the other side. Change. And move that heel away from you. And come back. Okay? Coming back onto hands and knees. Now's a good time to have that blanket with you. So we're going to put it under our pelvis, under the hips. Now have it like this kind of size. Okay? So we're going to lie on top of it with the hips and the pubic bone. Okay? You can lie with your hands in Makarasana. Just resting, and I want you to come into the pelvis again, breathing into that pelvic area. Notice the muscles there, and let go. You notice any holding. Now I want you to press that pubic bone down towards the floor. Your tailbone is probably going to move backwards a little bit. That's okay. Let it do that a little bit, not too much. So you're pressing now the feet into the floor. Spread those toes. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. That's it. And then press your thighs into the floor as well. Even though you're slightly lifted, just pressing them. Okay, so they're active. Now you bring your hands out to the sides. So it's kind of like a sphinx, and you can walk them in a little. Keep pressing those legs. Because what you want to do is just lift those arms, and your legs are keeping you on the floor. That pubic bone is pressing into the floor, and you can just lift those hands. So you're really using the lower back muscles. Okay, lift those hands up and back down. Okay, and lift up slightly. Stretch those belly muscles. Lengthen the ribs forward. That's it. Shoulders down the back. And again, pressing those legs and feet. See if you can lift. All right. Breathe. Is the pelvis relaxed? And come back down. And then bring those hands in a little, so you're stretching a little each time and strengthening. Relax the face. Take a few breaths. Again, coming to that breath of the 2 rivers. You feel the heat, you feel how that kind of disturbs the mind. You don't want too much heat. Okay? And pressing again the pubic bone with those arms. And bring those hands behind you. You can interlock them and lift up. Press those feet. Okay, press the pubic bone. Relax the breath. That's too difficult, just have the arms nice and wide. And come down. Head down, turn to one side. Just release the neck, the shoulders, the back. And then lift up again. Okay, this time your hands are nice and wide. Turn palms towards each other. Spread those fingers. Press the pubic bone. Press those legs. And now lengthen the chin. First up, so you're stretching the front of your body. And then chin to the chest. Lengthening your neck. Okay, keep pressing those fingers. Imagine you have a really big block there. You're pressing that block. Lift those arms. Press those legs to the floor. And breathe. Relax the face. And then let go. Turning your head to the other side. Just resting. Relaxing. Feel the neck and shoulders. Feel the back body, bum even. Maybe the muscles are very tight. Just relax. Let there be that flow of energy moving through as you release. And then bringing your hands in front of you, all the way, stretched out. Just keeping your forehead on the floor. Now we're going to lift one leg, pressing the other foot in the floor. You lift up your left leg, press the right foot. Okay? So you're lengthening the neck, but you're engaging the bum muscles. You're using the whole leg. Spread the toes of the foot in the air. Imagine you have Barbie feet. So spread the sole of your foot and have a kind of heel. And then come back down. Change legs. Other leg comes up, pressing the other foot into the floor. Spread the toes. Have that heel. Engage the bum muscles. Relax the neck and shoulders. And now breathe into the pelvis. Feel what your pelvis is doing. And release, coming back down. And just relax everything. Bringing your hands back into crocodile pose, Makadasana. Just take a moment here, feet nice and wide. So notice if you have back pain, have the feet, the heels turning away from each other or towards each other. Just notice which one is better for you. And then breathe into your lower back. Release any tension. Notice where you're holding. Is it in the hips? Is it in the pelvis? Is Is it in the sacrum? And then bring the feet wider, closer together, about as wide as your hips. That's it. And we're going to lift everything up. So just first put your hands in Sphinx. Okay, and I want you to lift those ribs away from the floor so you can stretch the belly muscles. That's it. And then slowly bring them back down, but still have that stretch in the belly. Okay, now we're going to press the pubic bone and lift those legs up. Lift those arms up. So we're coming into a full locust. Okay, Shalabhasana. Press those arms towards each other. Lift the arm bones up towards the ceiling. Same with the legs. The whole leg bone moves up. You're engaging the bum muscles, the lower back. You're relaxing the face, neck, shoulders. And then breathe into your pelvis. So the big muscles are holding, not the small inner muscles. And then release, turning your head to one side. And just relax everything. Yeah, that's it. Let it go. Very good. Turn the head to the other side. And let go. And slowly bring your hands back to your shoulders, coming all the way up into a down dog. Just removing the blanket. And again, let that dog be whatever it wants to be. Do you have a big bushy tail? Do you have a skinny or a short tail? Just notice what kind of tail you have. What kind of dog are you? What does that dog look like? What kind of character do we have or she have? And then slowly walk or jump forward, whatever you feel you need. And just be in a forward fold. So we just did a lot of back bending. So the back is nice and warm, the bum muscles are nice and warm. Now they can stretch. So engage your thigh muscles, pull them up and towards the bone. And press those heels in the floor and lift up. Come to standing. Okay, hands together. Lift your left knee up. That's it. And just find balance. And as you breathe out, you're moving the hands back. That's it. We just do that 5 times. Breathing in, lift up the hands and knee. And as you breathe out, flow backwards. Okay. 3 more. Up. And flow. And 2 more. And feel those big muscles moving. Feel the hip. And 1 more. Ooh, and flow. And come all the way back. And lift up those arms. So warrior 1, nice and deep. Back leg is nice and strong. So feel the stretch on the outer thigh and the outer calf. Try and bring the foot down. Okay? Arms wide and bend forward. Bring your hands to the front. Bend this front knee nice and square. And then lift up water. Imagine you're lifting up water. And as you breathe out, swim through. 3 times. Breathing in, lift up that water. And swim. 1 more. And swim. And then interlock those fingers behind. Make your hips turn slightly to the middle. You're just going to bend forward. Head down. Let the hair hang, let the legs be nice and strong. Okay, and then walk your hands forward in front of you, so you're doing a cross between a warrior and a dog. And just be there, breathing, feel the pelvis. Does it still have that integrity? That juicy flow feeling, and then walk your hands back to the front. Bring your your back knee down onto the floor. That's it. Okay. And then we're going to move the hips forward, stretching that thigh, and lift up. So moving into that front left hip, and just stretch. Okay. And take a few breaths, and then bring your hands down and move those hips and that pelvis backward. And just stretching into that leg. So you can be up here, curl those toes under, so really stretching the sole of the foot. And bring the head down. Lengthen that spine at the same time. You can walk your hands forward or keep them back here, somewhere in between. Just notice that you're stretching this hamstring now. Take a few breaths. And then slowly move that hip, pelvis area forward, the water element. Bring your hands in front of you and come into a twist. That's it. And pressing that knee and the thigh, straighten the back leg. Just releasing that front hip. Take a few breaths. Relax the face. Relax your shoulders. Strong legs. Now use those arms. And bring the hands back to the front. Back leg and front leg are both nice and straight. Just coming into a forward fold. Take a moment here to arrive. Let yourself settle, center, and be held. And then bring those hands forward, pressing into the floor, coming into your down dog. Nice and free. And just notice left leg, right leg. Which one feels nicer? Or how does it feel different? Again here, let your belly muscles be stretched by pressing your thighs backward. Even if the knees are bent, keep pressing those thighs backward. Your belly moves away from the thighs so there's this stretch on the front body. And then breathe fully. And come into your plank. Nice and strong. And come down. Knees, chest, chin. Lift up into your cobra. It can be a small or a big one. Just notice what your back needs. Take a few breaths. Imagine here you are stretching and you're lying near the sand or the sea. These waves are rising to meet you. And then curl those toes under, back into your dog. Again, imagine what kind of dog you are. Be free, be playful. Use that imagination. And then walk, jump, or step slowly forward, whatever you feel you need. Bring the head down again, stretching, lengthening that spine. And slowly pressing those heels to lift up to stand. Okay? And bring your hands in front of your heart. We'll do the other leg. So lifting up hands and knee. Just let it be a flow. Look at a point. You can wobble if you want to, so let that be water. Let that be playful. Don't worry about focus and concentration, precision. Just let it be a journey. Whatever that might be. Lifting up. One more time, coming back. Last one. Up. And step all the way back. That's it. So just back leg is nice and stretched. Try and touch that heel towards the floor. So you're feeling the outer calf muscle. And then lift up those arms. Okay. Then forward. Nice and wide. Okay, bring your hands to the front. And then imagine you're lifting lots of water. Big basin. And breathing out. Swim through. And lift. Play with water if you want. Breathing out. Last time. And swim. Interlock those hands, back foot nice on the floor. And bend forward. So the hips are turning to the middle. Bring that head down. And just be here. Allow yourself to arrive. Strong back leg. The front and the back leg are working the same. Then walk those hands forward. Feel the breath in the pelvis, lower belly, and walk your hands back to the front. Turn that back foot and bring your back knee onto the floor. That's it. Spreading the toes and then lift up, so stretching the thigh. Just being here. So this is a cooling pose, even though it's a back bend. The moon. Imagine having a moon face. And then bring those hands down to the floor. And keep those toes curled under as you move back. So again, here you can be wherever you are. Just meet yourself as you are. And then feel a stretch in that hamstring. Lengthening the spine, the crown of the head and your tailbone. Move away from each other. Engage that thigh. And then come back to the front. Okay? Hands in front of you. Bringing those elbows open. As you press the elbow, you're twisting the spine. Let those hips turn and fall towards the floor like water. Okay, it's a basin. Straighten that back leg. And breathe into that basin. Let there be life there. So we're not tightening or clenching too much. We're not just letting it flood. There's that in-between space. And then bringing your hands in front of you. Coming into a down dog. Oh no, sorry. Keep that leg there. Straighten both legs. Just be here for a moment. Take a few breaths. Head down. Stretching that whole muscle, the leg. Coming back into your down dog. And be free. Knees onto the floor. Coming up onto hands and knees, and then child's pose. Slide the hands next to your knees, pressing up, and just grabbing your bolster. Okay? We're going to do a few different poses with the bolster. First one is going to be pigeon. Okay, so you might need a block as well under your bum. Okay, but this can be a nice one. So you put your foot in front of you, coming from either a down dog or just sliding that knee. And if it's too far away the ground, just bring that block. And then we're just going to lie down on the bolster and rest. Try and bring the bolster towards your belly as much as possible. So the belly is supported and held. That's it. And then just resting. You can turn your head to one side. And we'll stay on one side and then change to the other side. Okay? And just allow the body to open gently, slowly. Okay, so the body's slow. It needs 1.5 minutes for physical material matter to actually open and soften. Now feeling the breath in your neck, your shoulders, your chest, belly. Notice if there's any holding anywhere. And just breathe into any area that feels tight. And with an out breath, see if you can release the tissue a little. And then change the head to the other side. And really allow your body just to rest. Let the shoulders soften. Let the jaw soften. And the face. Notice the pelvic areas they're holding. Is it warm here? Is the quality or the energy, the temperature, the texture different now? Do you feel more of a charge in this area? And slowly pressing yourself up, sliding those hands. And just coming into either a child's pose or a down dog. Just notice what you feel you need. And then slowly change the legs. Again, bring that bolster as close to the belly as possible. Really allow the belly to rest. And turning your head to one side. Letting those arms be nice and wide. Just feel the body heavy and held. Again, scanning with your awareness through the body. Notice any tension, holding, resistance. And as you breathe in, let that soften and open. And with an out breath, just see if you can release it in any form or way. Maybe just with the imagination. Feel the breath in your shoulders, neck, chest, back, belly. And just take a full in, full out to recenter, to settle. And then changing your head to the other side. Become aware if any tension comes into the neck and shoulders. And then just taking a breath in and out to release that pattern. And again, becoming aware of the pelvic area. Notice the hip, the temperature, the flow. And slowly slide those hands back to the knee and lift up. Coming into either a dog, a child's pose. Slowly coming into a seated position. And just bring the feet in front of you for a moment, just in Baddha Konasana. Hold the toes and you can just open those hips. Move them back and forward like a butterfly. You can bend forward. And just resting. Again, giving that body time. The body needs time to open. Be patient with the physical body. And then lifting up. We're just going to take the belt for a moment. Keep the bolster next to you. And the blanket. So we'll come into a Shavasana in a minute. We just have this belt. Just have those both legs up, holding the belt and stretching. So it's like a Paschimottanasana. Allow your back to arrive, your shoulders, your head to be nice and heavy. Feel the hips on the floor, the sacrum. And then grab the belt in a way so that your shoulders are still resting on the floor. Relax the grip. And we're just stretching now, stretching those legs. Now, if that's too much with the two, just do one. And then after, change legs. Okay? So give the body time again to open. And change sides. And again, let the stretch be soft enough that the body can actually relax the leg muscles. But enough of the stretch that it's changing the texture. Okay, now take both legs. And just staying here, breathing fully in and out. Moving that tailbone towards the floor. So you're getting a little bit of a lower back arch. And then the legs towards you, keeping that arch. And then release those legs. Grab your big toes. And just here, you can roll from side to side. Again, imagine these waves are lifting you up and rocking you. And then just breathe into the pelvic area, so this hammock between the sitting bones and the pubic and sacrum. And just breathe into that muscle, that tissue. And then straighten those legs. And just let those muscles soften, those big, strong adductors. Okay, they bring the legs together. We run and cycle. These get really strong and tight. And just breathe into it. If it's too intense, bring it back a little, breathe. Take 1 or 2 breaths in a less strong stretch and then come back down. Let the breath open the tissue rather than the force of gravity and you. All right, and bring those legs back up. And give yourself a big hug. Bring the knees to your chest and roll your back. Okay, so just taking the bolster, we're going to come into Shavasana. And have the bolster underneath your knees. You can have the blanket either on top of you, or you can roll it up once, just a little roll, like this, and place it under your heart. Okay? So it's like you're in a river. You are this water flowing over these rocks. Okay, and the bolster and the blanket of the rock. Ja. yourself to enjoy this. Don't let yourself get cold. To keep the warmth or the flow of energy from dissipating through the body and out. And try and keep it in the body because you've just created a lot of juicy prana. So you've just created this juicy prana and you want it to flow within your body. You don't want it just to go out of the body and into the universe. You can do that after you've charged yourself. And just be here for a moment, feeling that beautiful earth underneath you. Again, imagining, like we did with the first Usha mudra, that you're in nature, in a place next to water, in whatever form that takes for you. And then release those shoulders. Notice if there's any resistance in the body, any holding that you're pulling away from the floor. So just let go, be heavy, surrender to the earth, surrender to gravity, surrender to the cycles, surrender to the development of the human population right now. Just surrender. It is the way it is, and it's meant to be that way, even though it makes no sense to us sometimes. But the birds are still singing. The water is still flowing. The earth is still creating and bubbling within with new life. The air is still changing, refreshing, moving. And the space is still there to hold us. In whatever forms we take, we choose to take. So just surrender to all of that. Know that you are held, you are safe, you are welcome, you are wonderful, and you are beautiful, just the way you are. Now imagine that around you there is that sound, either of bubbling water or the waves crashing, whatever form you want to see this water. Hear it, see it, smell it, touch it, maybe even taste it. You feel the earth underneath you, holding you, supporting you, sustaining you, embracing you. Imagine either moss, green grass, dark black earth, white warm sand, whatever you want to experience. Have that within your imagination. So you can have it all. You can be on the beach with moss. This is the wonderful thing about imagination. You just see whatever you want to see. And then imagine this beautiful sun. Might be rising, might be setting, might be right in the middle of the sky. Brilliant and bright. Whatever sun you want to see, feel it. Smell its power. See its radiance, the colors it gives to the surrounding earth and water. hear it? What kind of sound does it create? How does it change the space around you? And then feel the air. Feel that breeze, soft, gentle, spring breeze. And notice it breathing life into you as you breathe it in and out. These two rivers flowing through the nostrils. Feel every cell in your body, every organ, every tissue nourished, full of prana, life, energy, intelligence, connections of the divine moving through you, in and out, from you to others, from others to you. And absorb it like water. Take it in, bind it, hold on to it, carry it. And feel your body here on the floor. Feel the breath in your body. Feel the mind resting on the breath, rising and falling with the breath. Imagine your consciousness is like a leaf that gently flutters down and lands on these gentle waves of rising and falling. And then feel your consciousness merging with Shakti, energy, pure life. Feel where they meet. Notice how these two, when they meet, there's all these things, all these possibilities arising, potential, creativity, pure desire to be. Absorb it. Just immerse yourself in it, bathe in it, be with it for a moment. Nurture yourself. And slowly start to wiggle those fingers. Wiggle your toes. And awaken that kind of energy within your body. Your physical body, your energetic body, start to move it. Breathe into it. Your mental body, the thoughts, ideas, concepts. Your psychic body or your wisdom body. Your ideals, your values, potentials. And then slowly, whenever you're ready, roll to one side, bending the knees, and coming into a seated pose in your own time. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Again, greet your inner teacher, your strength. Take a breath in for Om.
Purnamidam, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadan, Purnamidavashishyate. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Namaste.